Hey Kevin, how's it going this morning?
Owen, how are you?
I am fantastic. I'm fantastic. Today is a day that as you know, has been long awaited inside of our company.
It has been. Yeah, I'm excited as heck for today.
So today is the day that we are kicking off the AI commission engine, which you can call ACE if you want, like ace in your poker hand. I know you're a fan of poker.
I
Everybody
am.
likes to start with an ace. But this really is, I think, literally the best technology platform for loan officers in the entire country. I would put it up against any system that I've seen at any other mortgage company, depository bank, brokerage, whatever. I think we've really got something that puts the loan officer in the absolute center, the driver's seat, and is designed to bring them more conversations, more closings, and more commission checks. Because at the end of the day, the best system is the one that puts the most money in your W-2 at the end of the year and helps you simultaneously achieve the highest quality of life.
Without a doubt. And, I love the acronym ACE. And so obviously that stands for AI Commission Engine. And who the heck doesn't want to have an ace up their sleeve, And so I agree with you, Owen. I think we're both actually 100% qualified to speak on this because of your position at the MBA and because I speak to loan officers that don't work at our company for a living. And so between the two of us, we've seen pretty much what exists throughout the entire landscape of the United States in the mortgage industry. And kind of what you said, I couldn't echo any louder, but I talk to people all day long. They not only don't have all this stuff, most of them don't have any of it. And if you think about what transpired in the last 12 months specifically, but you really can look at about a 36-month window. I believe what you believe. At 12 months from today, there's only going to be three types of loan officers. A third of them that aren't in this industry, a third of them that are working 30 to 50% harder to make 30 to 50% less, and a third of them who get on the bus with this. But it's not enough to just say, get AI. It's the biggest buzzword in the history of our industry ever. And yet the vast majority of people are so lost on what to do about it. Get AI, what does that mean? And I think what we've done is really take what it means and show an implementable way to put it into their business today and produce a monetary result 30 to 45 days from today. And I think it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's really great. Just a couple of comments on what you said. The first being, I really do believe that my friend and partner, Kevin Broughton, for 20 years, talks to more loan officers than anybody in the country. He literally is on the phone with loan officers that work mostly outside our company, also inside our company every single day. It's thousands a year. For those of you that don't know that might be listening to this, I'm currently the chair-elect of the Mortgage Bankers Association. So in the Mortgage Bankers Association world, that's the number 2 position. I will be the chair of the board, moving up to the number 1 position starting in October of 2027. And obviously on this call, in this context, I'm here only as the CEO of Success Mortgage Partners. But in that capacity as the Mortgage Bankers Association, I fly around the country and get to see a lot of what's coming, get to talk to industry leaders. And it's kind of like that old movie that we watched when we were kids. I think it was on Easter or Thanksgiving, The Wizard of Oz. And you get to see behind the green curtain. You get to see Oz and what they're doing. And you get to be friends with Oz and they tell you what's coming. So it gives you a unique perch to see what's coming. But as it relates to AI, yes, I 100% agree. I think everybody knows how to chat GPT, what's the best Chinese restaurant in Arlington, Texas. I think they know how to figure out, what's the best seafood place in Charleston, South Carolina. And I think they know how to make open house flyers. But the real question is, and what the AI commission engine is designed to do, is to put you in front of more borrowers more often and have the technology work for you. Kevin is a baseball nut. I don't know how many hits the MLB hit leader is going to get This year, maybe 200, 220, something like that.
198.
198. Okay. So let's just say 200 because I'm an easy math guy. Well, what if the leader in hits this year in the MLB got twice as many at bats as everybody else? Would they get more hits or would they get less hits?
Right, right.
Well, that's our AI commission engine, right? It's putting you in front of more borrowers. And number one, it's easy. Number two, we implement a lot of it for you. It makes your life easier, and you always have something working in the background, reaching out to people, reaching out to your database, reaching out to referral sources on your behalf while you're working, while you're sleeping, and while you're not doing anything other than your regular job. Why? To get you more at bats. That's why. And that's what it does. Real tangible things that can we put into place literally on the first day you work with Success Mortgage Partners. I think it's the best platform in the country. And honestly, I don't even think it's close.
I couldn't agree more, Owen. And as you know, and I know, and I think most people are starting to see this as fact, but on or about July 31st of 2025, in my opinion, Rocket Mortgage threw down the gauntlet and they purchased Mr. Cooper was one acquisition they made, and they paid I think they paid $10 billion with a B. And you have to wonder why. And what they really bought was a $5+ million database that they knew on the day of purchase that they could get to first and with regularity and with a message of value. Correct?
Correct. And Redfin. They also bought Redfin, which was another platform to put them in front of borrowers automatically all the time. Those two, 100%, they threw down the gauntlet.
And with Redfin, to many in the know, the book value of that company on or about the day of purchase was about 800 million. They paid 1.7 billion for it, more than twice book value, so no one else could get it. Why would they do such a thing? Because they know the value of the burst to first, right? They understand that they need to get in front of decision makers, and with the AI technology that they possess, which I believe ours is superior than theirs personally, that assists them in getting there first. And so that kind of spurred a lot of our belief systems and validated everything that we had discussed a year prior to that event. And it's really come true right now. If you don't know, because like you always say, servicing will always be sold, right? It's not sticky. It's always somewhere else. It's hot this day for this company, and then they don't want it the next day and they sell a huge bundle, right? But
totally
what
correct.
isn't at all debatable is that every servicer in this country is trying to attack the borrower in any way possible to find a mortgageable event in their life and get there first. And what I love about ACE, what we designed, what is ours, what is proprietarily ours, ACE. And again, for those that don't understand what it is, it's Artificial Intelligence Commission Engine, ACE. We have a minimum of 5 to 6 bots working right this second. And I know there's another 5 to 6 in prototype right now that we're working on to enhance. We think that this is the wave of the future. And can we take a moment and just actually speak about a few of them in particular?
100%. Let me just add one thing, what I think is the very best feature before we really get into the pillars of what our platform is that other companies have good technology too. Other companies have great technology. What makes ours the best, why I'd put ours over Rocket any day of the week, is ours puts the loan officer in the center.
Yes.
We are loan officer centric. We succeed by helping our loan officers succeed more. We help winners win more.
Amen.
Other forms of AI, mortgage companies, servicers, they promote the company, they promote the servicer. In the brokerage world, when you get provided something, it's usually for the sole and only benefit of the wholesaler. Why
Correct.
is that? Because they paid for it. Of course, this is a capitalistic society. I'm not begrudging them that 1 second, nor will I criticize for it. But it does not put the loan officer, does not put the team leader, does not put the branch manager at the center. And ours puts it at the center. And that's one of the reasons, one of several reasons why ours is the best. So let's get to those individual pillars. Kevin, do you want me just to start to go through them a little bit?
Yeah, and just prior to that, just to validate what you just said, one of the top 5 distributary retail environments that you know of, that I know of, that every single person that hears this call will know the name of the company, which I'm not going to say, but I have 2 people in my pipeline from that company solely because their AI has driven 2 of their former customers to their call center. They're not getting a dollar on either of those transactions. And
oh, Kevin, that's a webinar episode or a podcast episode. We could spend a whole hour just on that sentence right there.
Without a doubt. And it's like you just referenced, it's great that they have that tool, but if it's not loan officer centric, how does that help the loan originator of the people that you and I deal with all day, every day? And it doesn't. It doesn't help them one bit. And it doesn't put $1 in their pocket. It does put it in their company's pocket if that person has a mortgageable event and either refis, cash out refi, or purchases again. But if they do it through the call center loan originator, who most likely makes less money, I don't see how that benefits the loan officer whatsoever.
Correct. So let's start going through a couple of these. And the first one, which I think is one of the most important, is same day underwrite. And let's just get this one out of the way quick. It's easy, but so essential. What is AI at its core, if not taking all bits and pieces of usable information, putting them together and coming to a conclusion, and coming very, very fast? Now, I have to say, in this area, the technology is moving way faster than the regulation. So at all points in time, we are following all necessary and regulatory directives and rules and letters that have come out by the various states and the federal agencies. We have all that stuff buttoned up so that we can just use the technology to move as fast as humanly possible. So let's talk about same day underwrite. Same day underwrite is having a file that is a typical file. Not necessarily just a no-brainer file, because the tech is a lot better than that. But if you have a borrower with a steady job and income and W-2 income and bank statements and pay stubs and all that stuff, you can upload the file by 2 o'clock and get an answer the very same day. So we have separate underwriting lines for the more difficult, more traditionally underwritten files. The files that I just described can go through the process. They just get checked at the very end by the human being, again, following all regulatory guidelines for that jurisdiction in which the loan is. But it's a much, much faster process, warranted by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And also does FHA, same day underwrite. So that's something you can advertise to your borrowers. That's something you can advertise to your realtors. It's fantastic.
And you know what, Owen, this is really 1.0 because it does work. I've seen it. I remember a guy told you and I long ago, what this AI is going to be is someone that has an IQ of 160, works 24 hours a day, never takes a 6 day, and never gets anything wrong. And it's not exactly that yet, but it's pretty darn close, right? And
yep.
Same day is going to go to real time by the next 90 days. We're going to see where you can upload something at 2 o'clock and have an approval at 2:01. That day is coming. And so it's very interesting. Like, if you look at how it can clear conditions, if you present the proper documentation on the condition clear, it can be real time. And it's
the same day is going to get even faster and faster and faster. And we're coming out with same day right now because that's really kind of what people are ready for.
Right.
But I'm excited. I think in 90 days, 180 days, it's going to be like 5-minute underwriting or something like that. Who knows?
It's crazy. What I like about the way that we're doing it too is, and I know, after hundreds of thousands of successfully closed transactions over the last 20 years at SMP, what we're somewhat famous for is saving deals that other companies don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're, I don't mean to say this negatively at all, whether their risk aversion level is too high or whether they don't have the folks in place to see the truth of what could be, or for whatever reason is none of my opinion nor bother. What I love about this engine is we'll never lose that side of our business, because
Correct.
we will seek for the yes every single hour of every single day for every borrower in this country that deserves a home and that wants one, is qualified to get a home. And no matter how great the AI gets, that human component will always be there as well on any deal that has some hair on it or that needs to be looked at with a fine-tooth comb under all circumstances and make judgment calls based on the viability of the borrower and their ability to repay. And I think that that's going to just be enhanced by this as the months and years go on. So I just couldn't be more excited for this improvement. It's a game changer because we literally have same-day underwriting at our company today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's move on to the next pillar. The next pillar is very, very exciting, especially for all those with call reluctance. So this is our hero pillar. That's right. I can never get that old, Kevin and I are both children of the 80s, so I can never get that Bonnie Tyler holding out for a hero theme music out of the back of my head when I talk about this. So if you're holding out for a hero, this is your answer. The HERO program is hands-free engine for realtor outreach. Hands-free engine for realtor outreach. So Kevin, get what this does. So in the distributed retail space, we all know that realtors are still largely the number one referral source for everybody out there, right?
Yes.
So how often do you call realtors for referrals and try to get appointments with them, right? And how often do you have call reluctance about doing that? Because let's face it, cold calling realtors, when I wake up on my birthday on April 27th, I never say my favorite activity to do on my birthday would be to cold call 50 realtors, right?
Correct.
So unless I had a hero. And so what the hero does is everybody's familiar with AI agents, right? And when I say AI agent, that is the computer, not to be confused with a realtor or a real estate agent. So let's just call it a bot. So here's what it does. So you have to spend about 60 minutes with our IT staff setting up the engine, but that's it, 60 minutes. Then we do everything else for you. We research realtors in your market areas that have actual deals. The AI bot does an outbound phone call to the realtor. And realtors can all be called. You don't need TCPA compliance because you're not contacting them for a consumer transaction. And when they get on the phone, when the AI bot gets on the phone with the realtor, the AI bot sells the loan officer. The merits of the loan officer, the merits of the job that the loan officer does in that geographic area, and basically makes a pitch around you, Mr. or Mrs. Superstar Realtor, could be doing more business, getting more commission checks if you used our loan officer, whoever it's promoting, and do you want to talk about how we could get you more commission checks? By the way, we deliver them on time. We can market to your database. We can do co-marketing. We can put AI to work for the realtor. And so then it's the coolest thing ever, Kevin. The system, the AI bot, if it has a realtor on the line, will send the loan officer a text, give them a summary of the ongoing call, and says, are you available for a live transfer? It's almost like if you went deep sea fishing and you had an assistant who did the fishing and they just handed you the pole when they had a fish on. It's incredible, right? And you can either take the live call or say, no, I'm not available. And then the realtor can book an appointment. It has a link to your calendar. So it goes through your calendar, books an appointment for the realtor. And then you get an email, an AI summary of the transcript, a copy of the actual call recording, and we take the copy of the call recording, bounce it against some expert advice, and give you expert talking points for when you get on the phone with that realtor. I know some coaches in mortgage parlance that call these coffee appointments. Kevin, the system, the hero, literally does everything but drink the coffee. I mean, it's amazing.
I've seen it firsthand, Owen. You don't know that I got a chance to experience how it actually works for real. And it is, like you said, it is mind-boggling. It is blow your doors off, and it works. And we had multiple realtors request the live transfer, and I actually had conversations with them. We had multiple realtors who didn't request the live transfer book calendar appointments directly on it and show up to the appointments. The AI talking points that it gives you based on how responsive the realtor is on the call are unbelievable. They're perfect, and they are your lead into the meeting. Hey, thanks so much for showing up today. I really appreciate it. Hey, two most important things to me when trying to find a great partner for myself are A and B. And it happens to be the two things the guy just said he doesn't like, like about what his current relationship is or whatever he said to the AI bot. So it is awesome. And what I love 100 things about it, but one of them is that it's, again, real time. It's real data about the realtors that are selling houses now. It's not
That's
calling
right.
some
It
realtor
doesn't
that was a
call
big
loser
shot.
realtors that don't have buyers to refer.
Right. And it can do that cross-reference checking so quickly that it can even show you realtors that are on an upward trend. It can show you realtors that are on a downward trend. I mean, it's so sophisticated on not only its identification of who to call, but then capturing at the true essence why these people are open to a call. And so many folks are more willing today to book an appointment through a bot than I could have ever have imagined 24 months ago. I would have said you're crazy 24 months ago if this would actually work, and it works like a charm. If you're not hitting on realtors that actually move the needle, and if you don't have tools in your hand to hit on them with more frequency, more regularity, with less involvement of you than ever before, I got to ask you why, how serious are you about that? Because you could be sitting here at our company right now and having this done literally for you on a daily basis. And you know how much it cost, Owen?
How much?
Zero to the loan originators that work here. Not one
That's right.
single dollar.
Because it's a hero, Kevin. Heroes don't charge.
It's a hero. What's the next one?
Yeah, so the next one is the 24/7 Pre-Qual Hotline. This is an absolute pillar of our AI commission engine, our AI commission engine. So what this number is, 24/7 Pre-Qual Hotline. So this is also an AI agent or an AI bot, right? One of the primary differences between this one and the Hero program is it deals with consumers. So this is only inbound. Okay. So let's start with a few things. Every loan officer will have a unique phone number. It's assigned to them. Okay. And so everybody that calls that number, you get an AI agent or an AI bot who will have a conversation. This is something that you should put on your email signature line. This is something that you should put on your website. This is something that you should put on every piece of promotional material you do, open house flyers. It operates 24/7, 365 days a year. So if consumer calls, and keep in mind, this is a pre-qualification, not a pre-approval. To be honest, the technology to do a pre-approval is not yet available, mostly because borrowers don't fully understand the questions that are asked about their income and their bonus and their overtime and all those kinds of things. What can count, what can't count. We all know that. So it's a pre-qualification. Questions and calculations are designed by our own president, Allison Johnston at Success Mortgage Partners. And it just takes them through a list of very intuitive questions. Are you employed? What do you earn per month or annually? How would you describe your credit? Do you know the actual score? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's average? Do you think you need a little help? What about bankruptcy? Have you been through a foreclosure? What about other monthly debts that you may have that are unrelated to your mortgage or rent payment currently? Then it does a calculation, and there are only two answers. You're approved for a certain number or up to a certain number, or I'm sorry, Mr. Superstar potential borrower, I don't have enough information to give you an answer. You must talk to the loan officer. Those are the only two answers. It never denies anybody. This also has the live call transfer, where you get a text while someone is on the phone, seeing if you're available to have them transfer to you, right? And then you get, when that borrower's done, they try and point you to your calendar, right? And so it goes to your calendar and tries to set an appointment. When it hangs up, literally, you get instantaneously an email with the actual call recording, with a summary of the call, so that you can call that person back, a text link to our Tidal Wave app for the application, the point of sale link. We used to be on Blend. Now we're moving to Tidal Wave. But that goes out to them so they can start filling out the application right away. Plus, that triggers about a dozen other pieces of marketing that is sent on your behalf. It's fantastic. Then, if they're approved, they can download a pre-approval letter. Wait for it. This is the best part. When they download that pre-approval letter, they have to accept our terms and conditions, which will include TCPA compliance and our right to get trigger leads on them under the new trigger leads legislation that just became effective in March of 2026. It's a comprehensive system, constantly, literally 24/7, 365, working on behalf of the loan officers. I'm going to give you a great stat. Kevin, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
In April of 2026, this uncovered over $67 million worth of prospects for our loan officers, all done by the system.
It's insane, Owen. And if you look, without a marketing campaign behind it, we do not have every one of our loan officers today promoting the heck out of their private number, right?
That's right.
And yet we've already had thousands, not hundreds, thousands of potential borrowers call the hotline. Some of them call at 2 a.m., some of them call at 10:05 p.m., some of them call at 4:30 in the morning. It answers every time. I live in real loan officer world, and I have a few funny stories. I'm not going to share them all with you, but I have a friend of mine and yours that works here who said, "Hey guys, I'm closing a $780,000 purchase. I have no idea who the hell the guy is or how he got to me. He said he called some phone number and filled out all these things that were emailed to him. I got the application in my inbox. My loan partner called him back to thank him. He had uploaded everything perfectly. And we are literally closing the day he called me. He said, today at 2 o'clock. And I've never asked him how I got to him because I'm afraid that it might mess something up. And I got to get to that closing today. And he literally came through that hotline. It was a $780,000 perfectly approvable borrower with W-2 income earner, huge income earner, huge credit. He was an ideal candidate, and it was unbelievable. But that is happening.
It's literally a $10,000 commission check for that loan officer.
$10,000, and that's literally happening every day. The key to it, though, is partnership, because the more that our talented loan originators will promote the heck out of that number. Like you say, like the hot sauce thing, put that blank on everything. I'd put it
Frank's
out there
hot
all.
sauce, yeah.
Frank's hot sauce. I'd put it all out there too, because some people in this world are like that. To be quite honest, if my wife could buy everything she buys online or without talking to someone, that's her preferred methodology. It's not really
it's
mine.
Interesting, Kevin. I'll just share this stat with you. Little known number. So I was having breakfast in my MBA capacity at a convention with the CEO of a very well-known national mortgage company. If I said the name of the mortgage company, everyone would instantly know it. And they have a chat bot on their application, online application, which is frequently used. And the chatbot was originally designed to send people to a human being consumer direct loan officer. And after a while, they programmed the chatbot where it could actually re-inherit the call back from the consumer direct loan officer.
Right.
So when the consumer direct loan officer is done walking them through that question or issue that the chatbot funneled them to because of,
Right.
they ask, would you like to continue with me or would you like to go back to the chatbot? And 26% of the people say, I would like to go back to the chatbot. So some moderate but meaningful percentage of the people go to the computer because they prefer it to talking to the human being. And let's be honest, talking to somebody about their credit report, talking to somebody about the state of their finances, it's part confession anyway, right? And so we've tapped into something with this, no doubt. And it's meaningful and it's real and it's only going to grow. And there's no way a loan officer is going to reach the pinnacle of their earnings power without a tool like this operating 24/7, 365.
Well, let's just say your guy's right. The 26% of the people in this, I know which company you're talking about, and it's a behemoth, correct?
Correct.
Which loan officer on this planet wants to have 26% of his or her possible prospects choose another methodology because it's more comfortable for them? Who can afford that? I can't afford that. You can't afford that. And no one I know can. This is just another example. If you don't have this in your business today, explain to me how that makes sense. Why wouldn't you? Who in the heck does not want another piece that's out there every minute of every day trying to find you someone? Why wouldn't you want that? Why is it acceptable for you not to have that in today's world? I don't understand. And yet,
well, and I'll say this again, right? The best part about the AI commission engine, one of the several reasons why it's the best is it absolutely puts the loan officer in the center.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
It is designed around their success and designed around maximizing their income and earning potential. And just like you said, Kevin, explain to me, I don't care if you're in Texas, Arizona, California, Illinois, Michigan, where our home state is, Philadelphia, Florida, wherever you are, how are you going to maximize your income if you don't have a tool exactly like this working for you 24/7, 365? It's not possible.
So if you just think about it, you've covered how we hit on realtors for you with the Hero program. You've covered the same day underwrite so far, which is unbelievable. We've now covered the pre-approval 24/7 pre-approval hotline. What else?
Kevin, let me just say one more thing about the pre-approval hotline.
Yeah.
This is available to co-market with for realtors as of July 1st, 2026. So we will roll out a version.
Let me make sure I get that straight. So let me make sure I get that straight. This, what you're just saying is in literally 4.5 weeks from today, every loan originator at this company and anyone who joins us from another company can go to their entire real estate database and say, if you would like me to promote this as well, we can drum up leads for you and me together?
Correct. You will be then assigned another unique telephone number that is unique to your relationship with that realtor. So if you sign up 10 realtors on the program, you will get 10 additional numbers, giving you 11 telephone numbers.
Yeah.
Yours exclusively and the realtors. So the realtor one, then you can ask the realtor for their database. So you get all their names, telephone numbers, email addresses, so you can promote it for them to their database. And then on the realtor one, it's pretty well the same process. It's inbound. You've got the realtor promoting it too. The only option for the live call transfer is the loan officer, because we put the loan officer at the center every single time.
Correct.
So you have an opportunity to accept that live call transfer. And it goes through the calculation just like that. It goes through the downloading of the pre-qualification letter, if they pre-qual, just like that, the AI summary goes to the realtor with the financial information extracted out. The actual call recording and the financial information goes to the loan officer.
Unbelievable.
And so again, putting the loan officer at the center of absolutely everything that we do, we give you a unique way to put AI to work for the realtor immediately, to market for the realtor and yourself immediately, to give you the largest cut of steak from that telephone call.
Right.
And now the realtor is dependent upon you in a way that they never have been before. It's amazing.
I love it. I think it's incredible. So we talked about Hero for the attacking the realtor database. We've talked about same day underwrite. We talked about the pre-qual line. What else you got?
As if I feel like this is an infomercial, right? But wait, there's more.
Yeah, right.
And there is more. Let's talk about day one prospecting. Okay.
This is
much
my
like
favorite
prospecting
one, by the
to
way.
realtors that the Hero system takes care of. We also have prospecting to your pipeline. So let's take your past client database, right? And let's just talk honestly. How often do we correctly and continuously market to our past client database? How often do we hop in the car, drive home metaphorically from the office? I know a lot of people work out of their homes now and think, I'm not prospecting to my past client database enough, right?
Way too often.
That only happens almost every day.
Yep.
So everybody who's a retail loan officer has heard of, like, remember the old sales boomerang, now called Trust Engine, right? This is a system that uses predictive analysis for things like who just listed their property, who's eligible for a refinance, who's got their credit score improved, who's got a trigger lead, because you're still eligible to get trigger leads on your past customer database because you fall into one of the exceptions. So a trigger lead, a reverse mortgage, drop your PMI, all these things are mortgageable events.
Yep.
So we take the portion of your database. First of all, you get monitoring and you get these alerts via email and text on all of your past client database. On the portion with which you have TCPA compliance, right? We now do an outbound agent on your behalf calling. So let's say you have 1,000 past customers in your database. Let's say on 600 of them, you have TCPA compliance. And we'll go through a questionnaire and help you figure that out. Well, on those 600, every time you get one of those notifications, trigger lead, credit improvement, drop PMI, listing, reverse mortgage, whatever it is, an outbound phone call goes out on your behalf to that borrower, promoting you and asking them questions about, hey, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Your credit score has likely just improved to the point of you now being able to receive a mortgage. Would you like to talk to Susie Superstar loan officer about this? Let me get you on their calendar. Again, Kevin, live call transfer if you're available, right? These calls are coming in. I would urge you to pick it up every time, because as great as our AI bots are, they're not a substitute for you. They're a supplement to you. So get on that live call transfer if you can. If you can't, it'll try to schedule a calendar. And when they hang up, again, full AI summary of the phone call and the actual call recording sent to you instantaneously, right? This is marketing done by your behalf. Dozens of calls, potentially every day, depending on how many alerts you get and how many people are being monitored. And also for all not TCPA compliant and non-TCPA compliant, when we get one of those signals in, we send out about a dozen pieces of marketing on your behalf within the first 5 business days. It's amazing.
It's
Day
amazing,
one
Owen.
prospecting, working for you all the time, loan officer at the center.
It's amazing. And what is coming down the pike with this is even crazier. This predictive analytics is unbelievable. We are on the verge of literally being able to determine someone in your database's actions, where they shop, what size TV they bought, how long their couch is, how many times they bought this type of a clothing garment means to their mortgageability in the next 90 to 180 days. You think that's a little big brother, a little freaky? I agree with you. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you or I think. This is what's in front of us right now. And if you work at a mortgage company that doesn't get this, I don't understand how you accept that and say that that's okay, because this is a burst to first. We must win the game of first. And this tool alone right here, this is my favorite one, because the lowest hanging fruit should be the people that already know you, like you, and trust you. And most of your 1,000-person database falls into that camp. And if you're sending them a fridge magnet the day after Thanksgiving with the schedule of the Detroit Lions, you are losing. And I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying if that's the only method of communication you have, and then you wonder why you don't call your database. What are you going to say? Hi, I haven't talked to you in 5 years, but I sent you 5 fridge magnets. Do you need a new mortgage? It's an uncomfortable call to make, and that's why you don't make it. We're saying those days are long gone. If we can have consultative, real, data-driven info in front of the people that already know you, like you, and trust you, that we know are more than 50% likely to have a mortgage need in the next 60 days, why aren't you utilizing every ounce of that technology to your benefit 24/7? It makes no sense if you're not. If you work at a mortgage company that has nice people, wonderful people, and a beautiful building, that's not enough. We happen to have nice people too, and our building's gorgeous. That is not what will retain the loan officer of 2026. What will retain the loan officer of 2026 is partnering with them hourly to increase the number of opportunities they have to cash a check. End of discussion. That is what matters as we go forward, because the amount of people hitting on your client right now has never been higher. We must win that battle. And at S&P, you can win that battle literally today.
So let me just say one last thing, okay, about what you just said. For those of you that are listening to this that might know my wife, right? The idea of getting that kind of information would just make her skin crawl, right? Because she's a relatively private person. And I understand that. But the way you have to think about it is that information is out there, right? And think about all the biggest companies, research the top 5 companies. You think they hesitate to use it? Hell no, they don't. And neither should you. Again, loan officer at the center. Maximizing your ability to get that highest amount of income in your W-2 at the end of every year. This is what this is all about. More conversations, more closings, more commission checks for the loan officer. That's what this is.
Let me give you an example real quick. If you think what he's saying is inaccurate. My assistant Sophie and I share an office. She knows I'm a baseball freak, and she knows I love the Red Sox. I walked in today and she said, Red Sox lose another one last night. She doesn't know anything about baseball, nor does she care at all. And I said, yeah, they lost 7-6. They stink. Their offense is horrible. Their pitching's good, but their offense is terrible. We start going about our day. I look down at my phone 30 minutes later. Alert. 5 upgrades the Red Sox could make to their offense that will help them. If you think this phone's not listening to us, you're crazy. This is a conversation we didn't have on a phone. We had in person 5 feet away. My point is this. If you don't think there are companies, many of them, that are in the business of trying to figure out what's important to a borrower and fill the need of what's important to him or her, you are crazy. And what we've built here gives you an advantage to do so above any mortgage company in the country. I literally mean any. You can put us up with companies that are 30 times bigger than us. I've talked to many loan originators at those companies, many, hundreds. None of them have this collection of resources working on their behalf every day of the year. None of them. Zero
That's
of
right.
them.
So two more things real quick. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about AI, chat, GPT, and Google optimization. Okay. This is what's known in the industry. If anybody wants to Google it or chat it or anything, GEO and SEO. We all know it's important when someone goes into Google and says, hey, who's the best loan officer in Upper Arlington, Ohio? Right? They get an answer. And for many years, people have just been concentrating on Google, and they've done it by getting Google reviews. How many 5-star Google reviews can we get?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Google is fast becoming, not in the negative, the go-to place for that. It's ChatGPT, it's Claude, it's Grok, it's Anthropic, like just put in your own platform, right? Or Google still being important. So we help optimize for that. We create social media posts, we create newsletters, we create postings on Reddit boards, things like that. We create things on the internet and post them on the internet on your behalf while you are sleeping that will move you up to the top on searches for best loan officer in Upper Arlington, Ohio, right? And we produce content specifically designed to be seen by AI, not necessarily human beings. And we post it in the places that AI looks for you to optimize for you, to put you in a better position on those searches. What are you doing? If all you're doing is Google reviews, congratulations. That's more than many are doing. And I mean that sincerely, but you are fighting a quarter of the battle and missing 75% of the new battle. And we have a tool that works automatically on your behalf that posts daily, weekly, monthly in the areas, again, designed for AI to see, not necessarily for the public to see, to move you up to the number one position. Again, all while you're working, all while you're sleeping, all while you're playing or recreating with your family, designed to put you at the center and optimize your opportunity, your income, more conversations, more closings, more commission checks.
And when it gets duplicated by our competitors, because everything you talked about, someone's going to latch onto, right? But they're going to optimize the company, not going to optimize the individual loan officer. But I think the difference is for 23 years that we've been together, or whatever it's been, we've always said one thing. Every single system, every single process in this company's history, from day one, dying first for the success of the loan officer, second for the success of the company. And you and I have both believed every morning that we wake up and we better get our butt to work and do something for the loan originator that gives them an advantage in the marketplace, a tool, a tip, a strategy, something, or they could go walk down the street and work somewhere else. When you act that way not talk about it, when you act that way every day, from May of 2002 till today, that's why you're able to attract and retain some of the best talent in the country. And we're not perfect at it. We have an imperfect solution every day. But again, you just listed off a fourth or a fifth tool that I talked to thousands of loan officers and none of them talked to me about it. And I take that back. There's one guy in Seattle, Washington, and that guy gets it. And he told me something that was really important. But the point is, there's another example of a very strategic, tactically done enhancement to get another at-bat and another commission check in the pockets of our loan originators. And that is the only mission of ACE. ACE, again, is the AI commission engine. You've just described 4 or 5 cylinders in the engine that are flowing everything. They're fueled every day by this stuff to produce the desired result. And it's working, and it's exciting, And when you see the smile on the faces and hear the voice inflection come through a phone, oh my God, dude, you're not going to believe this. I took 6 applications in March. One loan originator that works here told me firsthand that he took 6 applications in March solely derived from this stuff. And he said, I don't know how the hell any of this crap works. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's what he said. And I said, we will, brother. Yeah, we're going to keep doing what we do.
And I know who it is, but we don't want to say names. That person is going to be at the pinnacle of their earning power, and we will have played a small but important role in helping that person achieve their higher success. And that's really what this is all about for Kevin and I. This industry has been very good to us. And I've been selling a product or service for most of my adult life. And to put the salesperson, to put the loan officer at the center, that's who we are. That's how we were built. So I got one more for you, Kevin. You ready for this one?
I don't know. Go ahead.
This is your morning hot list.
And I love this one. Yeah. This is good.
Let's just talk about this honestly, right? We all know we need to be prospecting more. We talked about it earlier in the call. And we've got a lot of prospecting platforms for loan officers, but I want everybody to remember the most important thing. These AI bots are great, and we are blessed, truly blessed, to work with some extremely talented, knowledgeable people that write the code and make them work for us. But they are no substitute for you. AI is not a substitute for a human being. AI is a supplement, not a substitute for you.
Right.
So to make your prospecting easier on the telephone, to maximize your time and opportunity, to go back to the metaphor we used earlier, to take the best hitter in baseball and give them 500 more at-bats, to maximize your time, we've created the Morning Hot List. What is the Morning Hot List? The Morning Hot List is an AI algorithm that searches all of your databases, all of your marketing, right? It searches your hero outbound caller for realtor. It searches your 24/7 Pre-Qual Hotline. It searches 24/7 Pre-Qual Hotline co-marketing relationships you might have. It searches your Total Expert. We are enthusiastic users of Total Expert as our CRM system. It searches people who have opened multiple emails of yours that are coming out of the Total Expert system. It searches your pre-approved and looking, your milestones. Every single day, it searches absolutely everything you have. And first thing in the morning, you will get an email in your inbox that says, Superstar Loan Officer, if you are going to make 10 phone calls today for prospecting, 10 phone calls, these are the 10 most important people that you should call. And then it gives you who they are, what their contact information is, and why you should be calling them. And so it simplifies what you're doing using AI, searching every database, every piece of marketing that you have, and will send to you a morning hot list that says, hey, if you're going to make 10 phone calls today, these are the most important 10, and this is why.
I got to tell you a tiny story because you don't know this one yet. But
okay.
I had a call the other day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with a really, really good loan officer in Georgia that works at another company. And at 10:40, one of the architects of our AI, an employee at SMP, called me up and said, hey, I don't want to seem weird, but do you have a minute? And I said, yes. He said, do you have a recruiting call in 20 minutes? And I said, I do. How the hell do you know that? He said, well, I can see your calendar. And I said, oh, all right. He said, would it be helpful if I shared a couple things about that recruit that may make your conversation with him go a little better? And I said, well, what kind of things? He said, well, let me tell you the troubling thing first. And I said, okay. He said, in the past 24 months, that individual has had $11.6 million worth of mortgages that he did refinance with another company. And I've done a breakdown of where each of those 11.6 million went to by company name. I further know which dates they left him and went with someone else. In the last 12 months, it was 7.1 million. In the last 6 months, it was 4.4 million. He said, I further know which 10 people he should be calling today to give him the highest probability that someone of that 10 needs a mortgage. I said, you know this guy doesn't work here, right? He says, yeah, I know, but I can go in and tell you his last 100 closings, the date in which they closed, the probable date in which they were locked, the likeliest interest rate on the day in which they were locked, the level of home appreciation between the day of closing and today, what the most likely LTV is of his current loan based on what the value is, and where he has refinance opportunities. I can further, not want to scare you, but tell you other things about cash out that might make sense too, based on some of the attributes of those people that did get a loan from this guy over the past 60 months. And I said, oh my God, yeah, I want that info and data. I told some of this to the recruit, and the guy was like, are you lying? I said, no, I'm not lying. And he's so intrigued. He's coming up to visit us and what have you, and he's a great guy. But these are the types of things. How can you not want to call the 10 people that already know you, like you, and trust you, that are the 10 most likely human beings in your database to need your product today? You talk about a no-brainer. What are you going to say? Oh, no, I'll call those folks next month. It's nuts. And you get this list every single day from our company. Every day.
That's right.
This is unreal. You need an ace up your sleeve? Come here. If you're playing checkers, come play chess. The time to do so is now.
You know, our task, our mission, and I think you've seen it, is to put the loan officer at the center of this and help them achieve their highest earning potential possible. That's what this mission is. And we are fortunate and blessed to work with some extremely, extremely talented people. And this is, I can't remember, maybe since the day I got in my car and drove from Farmington Hills, Michigan to Lansing, Michigan, to file the articles of incorporation for this company. I think that was the last time I was this excited about something. It's amazing. And we want to share it with as many people as possible because we want to see you reach your maximum earning potential. This business has been hard in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Get these programs. We will have them all implemented for you within a very short period of time of license transfer, and experience the mortgage business again with the wind at your back.
That's right. Yeah, so, that's the most important sentence right there, because if you don't see the writing on the wall, no one's ever going to replace us, because there's always going to be enough people in this country that want to sit down face to face, belly to belly across a Starbucks table and say, I need help, and you're going to help them. I just don't want to see some of the smartest people I've ever met, loan originators that are really getting it at this in this country, work 30 to 50% harder and make 30 to 50% less. It's a bad combination. And it's going to drive more people out of the industry, because at some point, you know, you can't take it anymore. You got to have tools working for you. You got to have things working for you. I always like to say human intelligence is still the meal, but AI, artificial intelligence, is the dessert and the appetizers. And you got to have the whole experience. You got to go out and put these tools to play for you. If you work at a company that doesn't have them, I strongly urge you to think about the truth. Is that company going to make it 12 to 24 months from now? Are they able to put more at-bats on your plate every day? If they aren't, you really should call me for a 15, 30-minute info session. Not going to BS you, not going to tell you anything that isn't 100% factual. But I think we look at it as an obligation to assist loan originators. It's our obligation to do so. And we feel that we have the humble opportunity to have been blessed enough to be put in this position to do it. And we love doing it, and we're imperfect at it. But we try every day to ensure that you have every tool you need to reach your goals and your dreams and your financial desires. That's all you. And our job is simply to play a role, small but meaningful role, in helping it come true with less stress and in a quicker time frame than without us. So check us out. I think you might be really surprised at what you find.
Hey, if you're interested, Kevin, so they can certainly email me at Owen Lee, OWENLEE at snprate.com.
I got a better way. I got a better way. Don't do that. Go to growingwithkevin.com. Just go to the website growingwithkevin.com. Schedule up some time with me. There's one line there. Just put in what you want to talk about. I'd love to help you. We'd love to help you. We'd love to get to know you and see if we're stronger together than we are apart. That's what it's always about. If we're stronger together, then we should work together. If we're not, we should shake hands and part friends, and we're okay either way. We just want to help people who are already winning win more. That's what we do best at this company.
There you go, growingwithkevin.com. Hey, we would love to get to meet you. We would love to put you at the center of our AI commission engine, help you achieve your greatest earning potential possible, make your life just a little bit easier and your efforts a little bit more fulfilling so you can go spend more time with your loved ones and your family. So thanks for lending your ear, everybody. Kevin and I really appreciate it.
And one just final note, Owen, you may or may not know this, but in August, we're doing a Success Days here in Detroit, Michigan. And it's an opportunity to hang out with some of our loan originators who choose to come to spend a day and a half with us up here in Detroit. We're going to open that up to people that don't work for us, that just want to do like a discovery day. And so if you're interested in possibly, getting to Detroit and spending a day here and seeing these things live and in person and talking to loan originators or using them every day, that might be a great way to get to know us at a deeper level. We'll get dates out to anyone that inquires, but it's going to be in August. We haven't nailed down an exact date yet, but we will by within the next 2 weeks or so.
Absolutely love it. Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Have a great day, Owen.